Everybody, fingers crossed.
It'll be fine.
Fingers crossed.
Unsupported.
That's okay. It says unsupported, but I guarantee you we're on because it always does. Let's just double check and see. Let me go to my Facebook page. Hi, everybody. As usual, we're messing with Facebook, which is going to change because next month we're going to be on YouTube. We are moving that to YouTube. So we're going to go there. I'm making sure that we're here. Does it show that I'm live? Yes, it does. It says we're live. So I'm assuming that we're live. Yes, it shows that we're live. Okay. Yay, good for us. Okay. So welcome everybody to the full moon meditation with the Saint Augustine Reiki Exchange meetup. We are so glad you've come in tonight. We're so glad that you continue to support this little broadcasting endeavor that we do. I'm not seeing us on here. Are you seeing us on here? No. There we are. Right. Okay, now I can see what we're looking at.
It's a crazy full moon. Let's just put that out there.
Oh my God, seriously. So let's kind of get the formalities over with. If you are having trouble hearing, sometimes it's best to use earbuds or headphones or whatever your equipment is at home. It always makes it better. Everybody's tech is different at the house. So, you know, there you go. This is obviously the recurring full moon meditation of the Saint Augustine Reiki Exchange meetup group. We are 1,932 members strong. Woo! I don't remember what we were last month, and I didn't write it down. So we just know that we had more people come in, and I'm just grateful and that people are still interested and becoming a part of this community online and in person. So we do both. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Maureen Aruta. Everybody calls me Mo. My business is Healing with Mo. I am a Reiki master teacher and also a medium, pet medium, psychic, whatever you want to call me.
Wonderful friend.
Thank you. So I do a lot of different things, but I am at my core a healer. And I think as a healer, you become kind of like multi-talented and gifted because that's where it takes you. People need so many different things, right? It's the doorway to everything.
The giving, the loving, the healing.
That's it. So I refer to myself as basically a metaphysician because there's different things. This is my place, the Mystic Light Center. And we are here broadcasting from the Mystic Light Center in St. Augustine, Florida. So if you're in the area or in the neighborhood, come by and see us. And I'm also the facilitator of the St. Augustine Reiki Exchange meetup. Meetup is a online way to connect with other people, not only online, but in person. Because a lot of people do live events as well as offering things online. And we do all of that at the St. Augustine Reiki Exchange meetup. If you are not a member of Meetup, you go to meetup.com, you create your profile, and then you're able to join the St. Augustine Reiki Exchange meetup. And it is free to join. It costs you nothing. And we don't spam you with a bunch of emails and stuff because you either sign up for messages or you don't. And that's fine. So if you're not a member, please check it out because that's where all the magic that we do and are involved with down here.
You don't have to mortgage your house.
You don't have to mortgage your house.
That. It's not one of those kind of things.
It's not one of those things. It's a way for us to connect in community with like-minded people and help you out there feel like you are not wrong, you're not crazy, and that these things that are happening with you are real, and it's a community that supports one another.
No question is ever
a bad one or a stupid one
or something we're probably not going to be able to help you out with. So
yeah, and if we don't have the answers, we can help you find your own answers. Right. That's always kind of cool too.
Yeah.
So tonight, of course, Denise Rubino is here. Denise, tell them hi. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. Apologies for calling out last month, last minute. I caught some wicked stomach virus thing. I could not believe it. But so yeah, we're here. We're all together. And as you know, Mo and I started doing this before COVID.
We've been doing this a while.
You know, when things were happening, kind of give everybody a little peace of mind sitting at home and going through a lot of this stuff.
A way to connect.
And just found over the long run, it really helped people, especially during the moon transitions, because, you know, we all get those little funky kind of feelings up and down. And it was like, oh, no, you're not going crazy.
No.
We're heading into the full moon.
Raise your hand if you have trouble sleeping during the
before,
3 days of the full moon energy, that 72 hours. It's like, forget it.
I'm a retired professional dancer, singer, performer, had performing arts schools, and found myself in this environment a long time ago, and kind of came out to my family talking about this to find out we're 5 generations that we know of. And very religious family, which is why, as many of you probably share, right, everything was not discussed.
No.
Great aunt so-and-so used to say, and all that other stuff.
Oh, and your grandmother on your mother's side and your father's side, well, they shared tarot circles. And
so found out, just, to put names on things, right? It's so silly, because we all kind of do this. We really do. But okay, I'm a channeler. Okay. Okay, I'm psychic. Okay, I'm healing. I'm an angelic worker. And it was just all these different things. But the long and short of it, right, is that we're just called on to do what we can to help each other.
Exactly.
So here we are.
And we're awakening and stuff. And that's another reason why I am honored that this woman is here tonight. This is Miss Melissa Marcum. So tell them about you and your business and what you do. And I love her. She's fabulous.
So I am an evolutionary vibrational astrologer, which means I'm going to really understand your soul purpose from the soul level of who you are. I'm just recently getting into biohacking.
We were talking about that. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is really about how to, you take a test, and it's the DNA of your parents, and whatever you're missing mineral-wise, it helps you. And I thought to myself, actually I was talking to my boyfriend, and he's like, why don't you do it with astrology? So you can really, you can feel good, be at your highest vibration, and everything is working in synchronicity. So started that. Started that program.
Ancient people deep within us. So
exactly.
Well, and I saw you were recently doing an event, I think in the beaches area a month or so ago. And she was her presentation was all on using astrology to help you with biohacking. And I was like, that is fascinating. So I'm really glad you came on.
Nobody's really doing it. And right now we're going through, obviously we have the new moon, or the full moon, sorry, in Scorpio. So people always ask me, what is full moon? Full moon is about releasing things, releasing whatever is, in Scorpio is releasing, if you have trust issues, if intimacy, things like that, relationship issues, psychological issues that are plaguing you, release them. If it's a matter of just writing in a journal and then taking that and throwing it in a fire and
cleaning out the closet,
cleaning it out and really transforming, because the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus. So it's like I find that these signs, they're fixed signs. So, Scorpios are, a Scorpio. Scorpios, they're just right. They're just secretive because that's who they are. So it's deep-seated transformation. So whatever's deeply affecting you from any of one of those things, psychologically, like I said, trust issues, intimacy, problems with shared resources, that's all very Scorpio. Also wanted to, because Pluto's so fascinating this year. It just went into Aquarius the end of last year. It's really shaking a lot of stuff up, this Pluto in Aquarius. So went into Aquarius in 2024. Pluto typically stays in a sign about every 16 to 20 years. So when it goes into a sign, it never is the same. So what we can expect in the next 20 years, as many people have been talking about, is heavily emphasis on AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. We're getting away probably from the old style of doing things, very earth-based
Mhm.
things when it was in Capricorn. So I think you're going to see more stuff online.
Mhm.
You're going to things like flying cars, self-driving
It's
cars.
happening.
It's going
It's
to happen
happening already.
Not just
you know?
mentally, but physically. baby.
Physically, it's happening.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
really believe in the next 20 years, we're gonna, I mean, before that, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're gonna make contact with
I agree with you.
ETs.
Oh, I
I
think
agree.
we're already in.
We're
there-
already there.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I know
Yeah.
people out there, you know, that are listening to us and watch us broadcast on a regular basis. And my friends and people that I know, they're already in contact with them. They're
Mhm.
interdimensional.
They're
You know what I'm
interdimensional,
saying?
but
They're interdimensional.
It's not
and
going to
so
be like a secret society
No.
anymore. It's going to be
It's
more
getting-
out there
getting prevalent.
and more.
Mhm.
And really, Aquarius too is about your hopes and dreams.
Mhm.
What are some of your hopes and dreams? What are you really looking to accomplish? I would say always I look to the shadow side of Pluto too, because when we think about Pluto, so let's think back. When Pluto was in Scorpio in the 80s, it was all about the serial killers. Remember? In
Yeah.
the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it went into Sagittarius, you know, if we think the next 20 years in the year 2000, it was
Mhm.
all about the enemy is on the other side,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Went into 9/11, all of that.
Mhm.
When it went into Capricorn in 2008, it was about government, big business.
Oh,
the
yeah.
evil government, the evil big business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now with it being in Aquarius is also about friendships. And I feel like, and we're seeing this already with this heavy political stuff going on,
Mhm.
it's almost like people are like this, right?
Mhm.
And so that's something, and also I would say for us empaths, you know, it's about showing that people that they're, you know, we can all really learn to love each other.
Mhm.
Instead of focusing on our differences, let's focus on who we are
We've
as a
talked
species,
about
Well,
this
you
a
know,
lot. Turn the
society.
conversation around. Don't
Yeah.
be the person to allow that seed to keep planting.
Yeah.
Be that
Exactly.
person that turns it over and plants a new
There's
one.
more
Right.
that we connect
Right.
with in similar ways than divides us. And we have to
Yes.
understand that everybody has their own thoughts and feelings and interpretations of everything. So why can't we just accept that we're all snowflakes?
I feel like at the end of that, that's what we're going to
Mhm.
do. I mean, it's, you know, it's like pretty much, I mean, we're getting to the point where if critical mass is only 2 to 5% to change the dynamics of this planet,
Mhm.
I feel like we're getting there
Mhm.
because I think that people are not happy with the old ways anymore.
No.
They're not happy. They're not happy with the
No.
old ways of business. We're going into the
Mhm.
fourth industrial revolution, which is going to change.
Yep.
And typically something has to break down for something to come
Come
up.
back.
And
Yes.
you know, it's not like we haven't, as a people, gone through something like this, because if we reach back to some of the conversations on our tables as
Mhm.
children, right? Really think about this.
Mhm.
My grandmother went to the store in horse and buggy.
Right.
Mhm.
When my
Exactly.
grandfather put the great-grandfather put the torches all along the town square,
Mhm.
that wasn't that long ago.
No, it was
No.
not.
Okay, so look where we're at
Yeah.
now with cell phones, and like you said,
Well,
we've
again,
got,
I remember
right?
when there was no internet, there were no cell
Oh,
phones,
God.
there was none of that stuff. When I grew up, we
Yep.
had a little black and white TV, and we were lucky to have
Have
it,
it.
you
Well,
know?
that's,
Mhm.
you know,
So
and
things
that's,
have changed a lot. Technology has
So,
changed.
Here we go,
Our
we
perceptions
survived
have
it, we'll
changed.
survive
well,
it again.
and people always get really freaked out about machine learning and AI. And I'm like, well, what did they do during the first industrial revolution when the
Mhm.
machines came in?
Right.
Usually the jobs adapt around the AI, right?
Mhm.
Around all of this. And we're,
Yeah.
and for everybody out there, people are controlling machine learning,
Mhm.
you know, and it's what energy do you want to feed? Do you want to feed
What do you want to
the
get back
light,
out of it?
or do you want
Yeah.
to feed the dark?
Right,
So,
right.
and we're going to kind of go through that. Next 20 years, we're all going to be, I mean, it's going to be a lot of mind. We're going to see some great innovations and inventions in the next 20 years. So it's not going to be all bad. You know, there's always the polarity of everything is what I tell people. I
Yeah.
mean, United States of America in 2022 just had its first Pluto return. Pluto brings up all the garbage to the top. And many other countries, you know, in Europe, they've had several Pluto returns. France had one during the French Revolution. I mean, this is
It's big.
historically,
It's change.
it's
big.
changed.
Let's face it, we all are uncomfortable when there's gonna be change, but.
Right.
So I have questions
Go ahead.
because Melissa's here.
Uh-huh.
And she knows the stars and she knows the applications. And I love talking to her because she's so knowledgeable. I don't know about you guys out there or here with me in the studio, but you know, my mom passed in 2008. It was quite some time ago. And I still mourn her and miss her. But this year, it was worse. Like leading up to Mother's Day, and getting to Mother's Day, and it just felt like I was just running in quicksand and the grief that was coming up. And then this morning, as I'm getting in my car, I'm like noticing that everything around me has just lightened up. Yeah. So was there something that moved through in the heavens over the last couple of weeks that might explain that?
I mean, there's so many different things going on.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, with this year is kind of revolutionary in the fact that we have the outer planets. So you have the personal planets,
Mm-hmm.
which are Mercury, Venus, Mars, and then you have the outer planets, which are generational planets. So two generational planets, Saturn and Neptune, both went into Aries. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, okay, I'll give you an example. Look at the Pope.
Right.
Spiritual leader.
Mm-hmm.
Just when it first Pope from the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
huge.
That's
huge.
So I feel like maybe a lot of this is having great effects on us in ways that we can't even imagine. We actually also have in July, we have Uranus going into Gemini. Mm-hmm. Now that's very significant because Uranus is the awakener.
Right.
The last time Uranus was in Gemini was during World War II.
Oh God.
The time before that was during the Civil War. Mm-hmm. The time before that was the American Revolution. Pretty much every 84 years.
But with Gemini.
With Gemini.
So the duality, right?
The duality,
right?
The duality, the communication, a lot of stuff is going on. So I think it's affecting all of us in a very deep, transformative way.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, for me to really kind of diagnose anything, I like to look at people's charts, see where the position of their planets are, what is affecting them. And I know for this year, I have Uranus trine Uranus in July, and that's huge because that's right before Saturn return. So I'll explain. Saturn return is every 29 years. So think about it when you were 28 to 30, what happened? Typically people get married or they have their first child or something significant happens. Then they have their
promotion,
big career, something, and then from 58 to 60, they have their second. And I'm 56, so it's like I'm going in a very big transition. And when I talk to my clients, it's so fascinating how everything kind of can be explained by the stars. So I find comfort in it because I know that all of this, listen, I know that we're going to have a tough 5 years. It's going to be some things.
Yeah, we were talking about
some
that.
Things and there's going to be more things that you're going to be like, I can't believe this is happening in the United States. I never thought this would happen. Rest assured, I would say by 2029, 2030, into that, when we have, it's going to feel like a rebirth. We're going to be in the age of Aquarius. We're going to be a more collective energy because the pendulum is going to swing.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we're ending Pisces. Now, if you look online and you talk to other people, all astrologers have different ideas of when things happen. I think we went into Aquarius in 2008 because we started to shift. You started to see a major shift. Obama was president. I mean, started. Right. You started to see a lot of things go.
Crazy stuff going on.
There was a lot of things going on. So I think we're going to shift, but I'm going to say that it's not, the world's not ending.
Do you look at it like
Yeah.
a correction almost? Like
I
we're
do.
being realigned and sort of back on a corrective course for where we're
I think it's
supposed to
always,
be?
I think it's always the polarity for things to move forward. And I
Mhm.
think that, I almost believe what Dolores Cannon says, that I watch a lot of Dolores Cannon. I think she's
Well,
fabulous.
fans, yeah.
You know, I think that there is gonna be kind of two worse, where a
Mhm.
lot of people are gonna go into 5D, but then you're gonna have the people kind of staying in that 3D ego
Yeah.
thing. So it's really, it goes back, which energy do you want to feed?
Yeah,
Exactly.
choose what you wish for yourself,
Yeah.
and choose joy over fear, and
Mhm.
change is not necessarily a bad thing. Change is inevitable. It's been happening from the moment you entered into this frequency and were born into this world and drew your first breath. It was even a change leaving the womb coming into. So there's always, it's like, okay, so I'm all warm and great. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, somebody just pulled me out, slapped my butt, and made me cry.
And I think
Okay.
sometimes when we reevaluate it at this time of the month and other months like
Mhm.
this, you know, I know when I speak to people, when you see it coming, you have a choice to make. And the worst choice to make is not to do anything.
Right?
Right.
Better to have some sort of control or choice
Yeah.
on how you want your path to move forward.
Mhm.
And nothing's gonna change if you don't do something.
No, you have to
Right.
do
So
something.
you've got to, and
Mhm.
at least make a decision and a choice on how you want that path to go.
Well, and
You
also
do. You could flow with the energy or against the energy.
Mhm.
and you
I
know
mean, you
what?
always have free will.
You have free, that's where
Free
you,
will, right.
exactly. And again, if you don't make a choice, you are deciding.
Mhm.
You're
Right.
deciding to do nothing
And
about your entire
that's okay
situation.
too, if, as long as you're gonna be all right with that.
Yeah.
You've
Right.
gotta
And
be okay with
I
that.
feel like intuitively we know, and especially, you know, you ladies, we know what's gonna happen. It's
Mhm.
just, are we gonna fight it and continue down the same
Exactly.
path? Or are we
Or
going
allow.
to say, you know what? I'm going to follow this path because I'm led to do so.
Mhm.
And how do I want it to look? Because we have this unique ability to manifest. The problem is
Mhm.
we've been so conditioned to only think very small
Mhm.
and very, you know, almost one-dimensional,
Right.
Mhm.
that we don't let it come in, because we manifest from our head, not our heart. So manifesting from your head never works. because
No.
Your heart and what you're actually feeling is a whole different
Yeah.
aspect
Mhm.
to you than just your
Well,
head.
your ideas are the outline, and the emotions you feel about the outline is what fires the creation. It's like the thought is the dynamite, and the emotion is the fuse that you light
Right.
to make
exactly.
everything kind of, that's the kind of way that, as far as like a visual, that's the best visual I can give someone. You know, what you
Absolutely.
feel about something. Yeah, you've got an idea. Oh, that's a great idea. How do I feel about that? Well, if it makes you feel happy, great. If it makes you feel kind of scared and stuff, you got to look
And
at
that's
that
the
too.
energy that you're passing out, and that's your
Into what the
receiving.
idea
Exactly,
is,
so
right.
don't feed the fear.
Yeah,
We say it
no.
all the
Right,
time.
because
Don't
you could be
feed your
saying,
fear.
oh, this is this way,
Mhm.
but if you're feeling a sense of fear, that's what
Mhm.
you're manifesting.
And then it
that's
also
what's
and
puts
that's
up the
the worst.
roadblocks to the
Mhm.
creation as well. I mean, we can create in whatever emotional frequency we choose.
Mhm.
Again, it's free will. So we have to, this is again why it's so important to learn to calm the mind, to find systems and processes, whether it's meditation, Reiki, breath work, yoga, whatever it is that gets you where you need to go, so that you can get to that calm space in your mind and learn to choose your thoughts better. Because you get to choose your thoughts. That's like the only thing really that you really get to choose is your thoughts.
And you know,
That's
when we're
true.
going through all these transformations and things, it's not a bad idea to examine all the planets, right, at our
Mhm.
birth, and look
Absolutely.
deeper in ourselves, learn more about what's my trigger,
Mhm.
what time, like, am I better with the new moon and I'm more excited, or do I feel myself becoming reclusive during
A new
that-
moon is
that
great
full moon,
because
you know?
no, it's right. A new moon is new energy. So
New
I
energy
tell all my
coming, new
clients
beginnings.
to plan to businesses, things that they want to do during a new moon, because a
Mhm.
full moon is
Is the
closure.
right.
Closure.
But
So
everybody feels differently at different times, and I
Mhm.
really would strongly encourage you, like, know yourself. Go,
Right.
like Mo said, if it's through meditation, whatever it is, you need a vehicle. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with learning more about you. It's not like the bio stuff was fantastic.
Yeah, and that,
You know, that is you. That's your body. That's your DNA. That's what makes up you and a part of your connection to the planet. But if you look back, I mean, for hundreds of thousands of years, they followed the stars. They
Yes, they
followed the
did.
moon,
They
the
did.
sun. These things have not changed. They're still
No.
there for us to guide us, you know, not
Yeah.
to mention our spiritual leaders and things like that. So get to know yourself, your faith, your
whatever it
belief
is,
system.
yeah. And also, take some time, go outside.
Absolutely.
Put the
Mhm.
phones down, walk away from the TV, give yourself the gift of being outside in the world. Stop hiding from the world because you're so busy with your screens,
Mhm.
because it's not
Absolutely.
healthy for you. You can have some of that,
It's a
but
tool.
it's a tool, and it can help and support you. But when it becomes an obsession where you don't even go outside for like 2 or 3 days at a time, even that's awful.
Mhm.
It's awful for you. It messes with your circadian rhythms. It gets you out of touch with the earth around you and also other people. We become very isolated when we're only meeting together online. We all experienced that during COVID.
Mhm.
We all did. We all were all of a sudden overnight, practically, we were all restricted from
And we got
reaching
a
out.
little tunnel vision
And we got
going
tunnel vision,
on.
and
Yeah.
and there are still people that are still struggling with that even today because they got so afraid and they didn't want to reach out anymore. So I'm encouraging everybody that's watching this tonight to go and say hi to your neighbor. Seriously,
Know
get to
yourself
know-
and know everybody you share the planet with.
talk to the person who's checking
Exactly.
your groceries out.
Mhm.
Be friendly, smile at them. They come to work every day and they are there helping you get the things that you need by going there and showing up every day. Hey, thank you for checking out my groceries. Hey, how's it going? Are you having a good day? Have some conversations with other people.
Plant
other
the
than,
seed of kindness.
there you
Because
go.
The
that's
person
energy.
before them may have been horrendous to them. You could be
Yeah,
making
that's
a
the
difference.
energy that you want back. I often say this too, and I've said this to many clients, is that and Denise would appreciate this. Earth is like New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It really is,
Absolutely.
because you
That's
have,
perfect.
Oh, I like
you
that.
have to
I
sit
like
in
that.
discernment, and I'll give you an example. Let's say, because we all have these thoughts of judgment, right? We're always
Mhm.
judging.
We have to let them go.
And there was a story about a man that went and beat up this old woman, and everybody was upset with the man. Well, it turns out the old woman had his family killed. So it's like you don't know
what that situation
what
is.
you don't know. We only know earth law, but we don't know
Mhm.
cosmic law. We don't know the karmic aspect of anything. So it's
Nope.
like I try to sit, and I'm trying very hard, and especially during these chaotic
Oh
times
yeah.
Mhm.
with stuff coming at you, and you're talking about a system now that's trying to just pit people together and just put fear in everybody.
Mhm.
It's now is the time to really, the only way you're going to up your vibration is to sit in discernment and say, this is all happening for a reason. And now is the time I'm going to do the things, go outside. I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to do those things because that's the energy that I want back. And it's a domino effect.
Think
right?
about how many times have some of you lost a job and thought, that's it. It's
Mhm.
over. How am I going to get by?
Mhm.
And then
Right.
2 months later, you've got a better paying job in a better
Working with
city
better
with
people.
nice, right?
Exactly.
We got to ride that time.
Yes.
I'm a Virgo. We've got to know everything. Okay, there's no doing nothing without knowing each step. So
Yeah.
for me to tell you, trust me, you've got to learn to just relax, breathe, have faith in yourself,
Let it
have
go.
faith in the universe, and just go with it and see where it's taking you. And
Right.
just keep in mind, it'll be a better place, a better whatever. Just
stay with.
And that's
Stay
the
with it.
meaning,
Stay
and
the course,
that's such a
right?
good definition, because that's the meaning of the Scorpio
Mhm.
stuff, is to let the stuff go. Because again, yeah, I mean, if something's not feeling right somewhere, it can't an opportunity can't sometimes open up until that one closes.
That's right.
So full moon is about closure, right?
Closure.
Mhm.
And the new moon is about new beginnings. So
Right.
I'm going to be working very hard at the end of this full moon to get the new beginning of the YouTube up with the
You'll
full
do
moon
it.
meditation. So this is kind of appropriate having this conversation tonight because, this is a new endeavor for me.
Yeah. No, and we all get stuck in what we know.
Yes,
because
we
that
do.
And even though it's not like
It's changed.
It's
changed and
changed.
it doesn't,
It's changed.
and it doesn't work. I know I'm a South Node. I mean, I look at the nodes and I'm a South Node in Libra, so it's like I hate change, but I know that
You
change
have to have
is
it.
paramount to evolution.
Mhm.
So
And that's what we're looking at here is the evolution of this full moon meditation broadcast. Because we've been doing this a really long time. Denise and
Oh,
I have been
yeah.
doing this for years now. Tina Danielson did it for a while.
Mhm.
And, we've just had a nice time with it. But, Facebook decided they were going to change what they were doing as far as the videos and storing the videos and things like that. And I was like, well, we're going to start fresh. I'm not moving any of those videos over to the YouTube channel. We're going to start fresh next month. I think Denise and I talked about how we'd start out by ourselves on that one, and then we're bringing more people. I know Vesta's coming in July. I'm excited. You guys know Vesta Millard. She comes on, so she's going to do a second half of the year kind of, overall for us. And then we'll have other people coming in August, September, October, November, December. And I'll get better too about who I'm gonna,
You're
doing
great.
it in advance instead of pulling it out of the seat of my pants at the last minute. So I'm gonna get more organized and all of that. It's just an opportunity to kind of like formalize this a little bit better. We're also gonna shorten the broadcast because, an hour is kind of long on a YouTube channel. It's actually kind of long on a Facebook channel, but we did that because so many of you guys really were interested in what we were doing. So we're going to start with the transition a little bit tonight. We're going to cut this one short to about, we're going to be done at about 7:45. So we're cutting off about 15 minutes. But we want you to know that we're so glad that you've stuck with us. And we hope that you stick with us when we do this migration. And we hope to bring bigger and better things moving forward to kind of help us over the next 5 years, which this lady is telling us is going to be kind of challenging. So we're hoping that we'll be there for you and those challenges.
But there's
well.
always the polarity, right?
Mhm.
I'm saying
Yeah.
you're going to see some crazy things, but you're going to see innovations in science and technology that we never deemed possible. So it's like for as much as there's going to be things, but I feel like after 248 years, it's served its course of things. So now we're transitioning into something else. Not everything lasts forever, as we know. Empires, including the United States, and the way things
rise and fall of Roman Empire.
Exactly. But it's going to, but it's going to be better. It's always going to be better and more.
It has to change, and otherwise, it'd be very boring to be in this environment and not have change. If everything was the same, how freaking boring would that be? So,
right.
Exactly.
We chose to come into a body for a reason.
Yes, we did.
You could
and you can't learn in a vacuum.
You could look at that change like the darkness, but you could also look at it like the moon guides you, like it guided so many before us and will continue.
Yeah.
And out of that illuminates one star, 10 stars, hundreds of stars, all the planets. We're going to learn so much about the universe that we share that I think people, if they could allow themselves to just breathe,
it's going to be
it's going to work. It's going to be okay, and just keep that in the back of your mind when you're getting a little scared and you're feeling like you're in the darkness. Go stand outside
and look at the stars.
Look at that moon and
Check
look
out
at
the
what
moon.
shines. It goes over here, girl. Come
look
on,
over here.
walk over here and get a good look at the beautiful, right, atmosphere we're in. We're part of that.
We
That's
are.
in all of us.
We're not part of it. We are that.
Yeah.
We are that.
Yeah.
So, Denise, are you ready to kind of like bring us kind of a concluding little meditation here that we can kind of close out with, and then we'll say goodbye when we get done. But we want to thank everybody for.
We're still going to be us,
We're still going to be on just a different platform. So
We won't lose that.
the next
feel.
month, it's gonna be, excuse the expression, but
A learning
whatever
experience.
to the wall. So I can get things done and ready to go. But yeah, it's a lot, but I feel like I'm up to the task.
Absolutely.
So send me y'all's good vibes out there so that I can get this figured out and put together. And so when we see you again in June, we'll be on a different platform with 1080i instead of 720. So the resolution will be better. And a lot of things will be better. So yeah. All right, Denise, what you got for us tonight?
Well, as usual, I'm gonna just let the divine speak and let it guide us and give us some inner strength, and start off with just getting yourself a little grounded, sit nice and straight if you can. Nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, your second one, real cleansing. Bring it all in. Hold it for a second and then release. And as you take a third deep breath, feel your shoulders. Just release your neck, your back, your head. And exhale. And now just breathe in. And exhale out. And move at your own pace with your breathing. Think of yourself as that inner light. There is no darkness as the divine lives within you. With each breath, that light becomes brighter. And release that breath. Your fears, your concerns, everything just releases. Let that inner light stretch itself into a beautiful cord that shines up towards your crown, down long and silky, shimmering through your feet. Let that cord go through the ground. Feel it as it passes the energies, minerals, beautiful energy of water. Everything life has to offer in that ground. Feel that energy. Pull back up that cord. Let it nourish you. Feed your soul. Lighten your heart. Release all your concerns as it passes through your brain. Up again through your crown. Reaching higher and higher. And just let it flow and fly. Up the atmosphere, sun, the moon, stars. Let it wrap around the earth. Let yourself be one with the universe. Let it come through the other side of the earth and back up through the planet, through your feet. Feel it just carry your soul up that thread, up and around, over, over. Let that thread spin. So many shimmering. Feel yourself as a part of the light, like a twinkling star, just up in the universe. And breathe. Fight the knowledge and wisdom of our ancestors. Let the divine heal your heart, your mind, and your soul. Remove your burdens. Release your thoughts and dreams. Feel the energy that goes through those threads. that travel through you. The healing light and love. Your guides. Sharing knowledge, guidance. And just relax. Observe. Don't think. Just observe. Let your body tingle. So energized. Every cell rejuvenated. And breathe. Release your intentions like bubbles, one after the other. Just let them float. Be caught under the mind. Know that you are heard, loved, and understood. And breathe. As you slowly slide down those threads, returning through the atmosphere, into the guiding light of the moon. Feel that love, the dancing angels around you. Know that they are with you and are always with you. And let yourself feel your physical self again. And also feel that love in your heart, that light that burns within you. It will remain. Let yourself feel your toes. Let that thread return all the way back into your body. Let it remain in your spine with your Christ oil. And let it just flow up and down. Let the energy, those neutrons within you, electron cells, continue to share that energy. Know too that that will stay with you. And again, the divine returns to your heart and your soul. As you feel your fingers, feel your head move, and slowly awaken your physical self. Let that tingle stay with you. All the love to you all.
So thank everybody for coming in tonight. Thank you, Denise.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Lou.
Melissa.
Thank you for
Great
I
having
to
me.
love
see
these
you.
ladies
Yeah.
so much. It's always a joint endeavor here. So, and thank you guys for coming in. This video will be up for 30 days on the Healing with Mo Facebook channel, and then it will go away. And then all of the older videos will be going away in July sometime. So if there's anything you guys want to watch and go visit again, go do that. It's all going bye-bye. And we're starting again. and it's gonna be great. And so we hope you guys will come with us. But yes, thanks again for
Keep
being
your
here.
questions coming too.
Yeah, you know,
Tonight
I
and
mean,
even over there.
I don't know how all the network is going to work on the YouTube channels. I got to work this thing out. But if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please put them in the comments on the Facebook page, and I will respond to them. Or Denise will respond to them, or make a reply, or whatever. And Melissa, the same thing. And we'll definitely put Melissa's website on there so you can get in touch with her. So, but once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. I want to thank you for being a part of this beautiful experience that we all have together, and for trusting us with your time. And hope to see you again soon. And bright blessings. We love you all.